guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time, but we're here with the Toolbox tour update, and we've definitely grown a little bit. We'll start off simple. Milwaukee Pack-Out wall plates. They're great. I've pretty much changed everything over to Milwaukee other than a few DeWalt hand tools and just household tools, but for outside work, weed whacker. All these attachments go onto the weed whacker, the main base. Again, wall plate, just a regular hammer drill, mini hammer drill, and a 1/4 inch, and a charging station on top. Below, pretty much all empty as far as stuff goes, but when I need to go, I can pack this up however I want it. The pack out vacuum is 100% worth it. If you have pack out, run pack out. If not, and don't need the pack out, this is a great little shop vac. Again, Milwaukee wall plate, kind of a battery holding station, and I just picked these up a couple days ago for my gloves. Pull those out of a toolbox and open up a drawer. Probably add another M18 section here. And over here, kind of a, not a big fan. I'll probably put another Milwaukee wall plate here. The DeWalt setup, Makita, Milwaukee hedge trimmer, just kind of a random assortment. But we have DeWalt heat gun, 1/4 inch on the, what is that, the M20 or the 20 volt platform, and just a regular drill. Again, more household. I have a random Makita 90 degree, and that's just there because I have the battery. Moving over to the toolbox. Again, this has been updated a couple times since my last one. Got a lot more tools, so bear with me. Sockets. Pretty much 90% Harbor Freight. We have a lot of Tecton and Milwaukee, the Insider ratchet. Great investment. I'll show you that here in a little bit once we get into the drawers. Pretty much all Harbor Freight. Hexes. These are magnetic. I want to say these are Vivor. Yeah. Anyway, magnetic, 12 points. 1 second. Magnetic, 12 points. I did get a set of Tecton swivel sockets. These are great. I love Tecton. Michigan base, Michigan company. Down here, just random bits that attach to 3/8 drive, 1/4 inch drive, all Tecton. Couple specialty ones like this. Milwaukee 3/8 into a 1/4 inch drive. Swivels, all that jazz. Basic sockets. Again, pretty much all Harbor Freight and random assortments, but I have never, everyone always talks bad about Harbor Freight. Obviously, it's getting a lot better, but I have never had a Harbor Freight socket break on me, ever. Harbor Freight pry bars down here. Some of my larger ones are further down in the bigger boxes. Breaker bar, Harbor Freight. Mini pry bars, Tecton. Star bits, stuff like that are all in here. Love Vessel, Japanese. This is the automatic screwdriver. Just the comfortability and ergonomics of it. Again, Vessel. This is a ratcheting, and the top actually pops off, so it's a lot shorter. Big fan of that tool. Again, Vessel, just a regular screwdriver. Tecton Comfort Grips, great screwdrivers. Really would like a set of snap-ons, but Tecton's a whole lot cheaper and still great quality. Basically just soapy water, MAP gas, some of my disposables, WD-40, all that good stuff on the side. We got obviously blue Loctite, brake tool. This is great compared to a lot of the other stuff I see for compressing your calipers. Kind of a gag, but 10 millimeters from Harbor Freight, just all different sizes and assortments. Magnetic wrist holder, rarely used, but a nice gift. A couple magnets over here. That's pretty much it for the top of the box. Moving down, commonly used ratchets, Milwaukee. This tool, the Milwaukee Insider, if you don't have it, highly suggest it. It is a great tool, an expensive tool, but a great tool. With the, again, comes with its own set, but it also comes with the 1/4 and 3/8 attachment, so you can attach any socket to it. It's just going to be a little bit longer. That's what really sold me on that. So instead of getting an extended handle or extended Milwaukee 3/8, 1/4, 1/2 inch, just get this and it's all in one. Harbor Freight ratchets, Pittsburgh Comfort grips. Bought these way back in the day. Again, never broke one of these in my life. I wrench as a hobby, but on some bigger stuff, and use them as they're intended. Just picked this up, the Icon locking flex head. Big fan of this so far. Used it a couple times. I'd like to get the 1/2 inch and 1/4. Again, Icon, 1/4 inch. Tecton straight. Nice ratchets. Again, never broke any. Pull this out every once in a while, just a 3/8 Milwaukee. Nothing crazy in there, but those are the most common that I use. Moving to the right, hammers. Here's a funny comparison. Obviously, Icon, Snap-on, basically just a knockoff, but here's my Snap-on 32 ounce. Great hammer. Love that hammer. But for a 1/4 of the price, Icon, this is my 15 ounce or 16 ounce, I'm sorry. Same design. Got the shot in there for less vibration. Brass, 2 pound, just a junk hammer in the back. 3 pound Harbor Freight. Tecton dead blows. I have the set of these. The other ones are just in the big box. I most commonly use the larger one though. Tecton brass hammer and Milwaukee 3 pound sledge. It's a hammer drawer, nothing crazy. Again, I mainly use the Snap-on for anything big, or the Milwaukee 3 pound sledge. Kind of my miscellaneous drawer. Pop tools. I want to say one of these is a Snap-on. Again, I'm just a hobbyist. I love Snap-on tools, but for a hobby, it's not worth it to me. Matco pick, I think I found on the side of the road actually. Tecton picks. Everyone knows what picks are. Just all sorts and sizes. Larger picks. Knipex. Love that brand. You'll see a lot of that in my plier drawer. But these are just the zip tie flush cutters. Also have a Milwaukee set. I think I abused my Knipex ones and they were getting a little dull, so I bought the Milwaukees. A little bit cheaper. Let me see if I can do this one-handed. Knipex shears. Great set of scissors. High quality. German product. Obviously, that's the talk of the town the last 5 years or so. Just some random assortment stuff. Here's some bits for them vessels. Punch. Stuff like that. Pretty common. Common pliers and common wrenches. A couple of them missing just because I'm working on some other stuff. But pretty much all of my ratcheting wrenches are Tecton. Just regular, great products. Long, flex head, metric from Tecton. Cobalt picked these sets up just on a fly for their pass-through ratchets, super slim. stubbies, again, Tecton. Wrench extender with a ratcheting mechanism on there. Again, all Knipex in here. Big fan. Bolt cutters, rarely use. Side dikes, awesome. Comfort grip. Picked these up. I can't remember what they're called, but they got some nasty teeth in there for pulling. Great tool. Good pickup. Pretty much all Knipex Cobras sizes, along with the duckbills. Still Cobras, hose pliers. They just came out. I just saw today, actually. They just came out with a ratcheting style of this that I would really actually like to have, just because you don't have to keep a hold on it. But kind of focus in if I can for taking hose clamps off, stuff like that. It's great. One of these tools I've never used. Knipex Raptors. They're supposedly good for rounded off bolts, stuff like that. Never used them, but maybe one day. I'm sure you guys have some tools like that too that you just pick up on a whim. Here's a good drawer. Basically all of my impacts and other things. Obviously, if you're going Milwaukee, this is why I kind of got into Milwaukee at the time. The best impact was this on the market. High torque. They further came out, I think that's the Gen 2. They've come out with a Gen 3 a little bit snubbier, and that thing will take anything off. If that's not taking it off, it's breaking it off. Recently picked up the mid torque. Big fan of this. I believe this is a Gen 3 M18. 90 degree. I see a lot of guys saying that they love this tool. I just never pick it up when it comes time. I should. It's a good tool to use. I just don't think about it. Just moving along. 1/4 inch. Again, I think this is Gen 2. They've come out with a Gen 3, just a little bit smaller, which is crazy to me that they're still getting smaller and smaller. This thing's been through the works, though. Work on snowmobiles, stuff like that. It goes on trips. Still works like a charm. 90 degree drill. Great tool to have when you need it. Usually it's a bad day when you need it, but good tool to have. Gen 2 stubby. This is 1/2 inch drive, M12. Again, they've come out with a smaller version and more foot-pounds, I believe, 500. The Gen 3 is, which is insane. I'd love to pick a set up of those, but I already have the 1/2 inch and 3/8 stubby. So for right now, we're going to hold tight. Same tool, just 3/8 drive. Great tools to have. Snowmobile guys or trailer guys, I know use these a lot. Kind of just a convenience tool more than anything. But when popping rivets into snowmobiles, stuff like that, and you don't feel like burning your arms out, M12 rivet tool. This thing rocks. 90 degree die grinder. Get it out. M12, great tool. They've come out with a Gen 3 that's again a little bit shorter, I believe, and the M12 hacksaw sawzall, also a great tool. So that is pretty much the roll cart in the box. We got some specialty tools down here I won't go through, but the M12 grease gun is great. Bearing packers and this random assortments of specialty tools, brake tools, pullers, stuff like that. We don't need to get into all that. Yeah, that is the updated roll cart and wall of TNS Auto. We will move on to the big box. Updated tour of the big box. Obviously, both U.S. Generals love to get a Series 3, but don't feel like spending the money. These have been great boxes for me. Both the big box and the roll cart. Can't complain one bit. especially for the price. Up top, a lot of lights, just headphones, stuff like that. I know Snap-on, Matco, all of them have came out with something like this. Obviously, I'm a Milwaukee guy, but just a light that wraps around your neck, super nice. Smaller, just magnetic. Here's an M12 that also is amazing. Old, cheaper lights. I want to say these are Caterpillar, DeWalt, picked up at Costco. Same with that one. And another one over here. A little bit of a mess, but charging station. Just a random assortment of stuff. Working on snowmobiles right now. I'll show you this here in a minute. DeWalt speaker and just a smaller torch. Random garbage up here, but Burnzo, that's a great torch for doing wiring and stuff like that. First drawer, air tools, rarely used anymore. If my Milwaukee can't take something off, I will use this, and I've never had anything not break or come free. The old Earthquake XT. This is one of my first tools that I bought as a hobbyist. That was right when battery was really starting to come along. Can honestly say, never used air ratchets anymore. You know, it's pretty rare. Use this a couple times in tight spots. Air ratchet, stubby, Earthquake, 3/8. Great tools. Just everything's went to battery, which I can't complain about. Air saw. I do use this quite a bit. Great saw. What is this? Ingersoll. Great brand. I just ordered a Ingersoll air hammer. I currently have a Central Pneumatic. Done me great. Just kind of cheap feeling, I guess, is the best way to describe it. So upgraded to an Ingersoll, which isn't much more, but worth it. This is basically just your air fittings, extra stuff. You know, nothing crazy. Again, pretty underutilized drawer. Extra ratchets and extensions. Ratchets I don't not ever use, but rarely use, just because I have those sets over there on the small box. A lot of my extensions are Harbor Freight. Again, never had any issues with it. I believe this company is SJW Tool Organizers. Love them. They are magnetic, so they don't move around when you're closing the drawers. Harbor Freight and Tecton mix of ratchets, 1/2 inch, 3/8, quarters. You guys have seen pretty much everything. Again, love the Tectons. Love that company. Just United States based. It's great. 3/4 inch drive ratchet down here, rarely used. Just smaller breaker bar, older tools, stuff like that, donated to me over time. Again, a lot of Pittsburgh, never broke one, can't complain about them, especially for the price. Miscellaneous drawer, rivet, pop tools, Milwaukee heat gun. It's not the infrared, but just a heat gun. Shears, O-ring grease, just your random assortment of crap over time. Some diagnostic tools, coolant tester. I just got this on sale. Top-Don. I know a lot of guys rave about this online. It's kind of why I went with them. This is the kind of the do-it-yourselfer. And the only reason why I went with this one, if I can get it out one-handed, is because of the lifetime updates for free. You don't got to pay for updates. You don't got to do anything like that. It comes with your leads, obviously. You can reset emergency brakes now on these newer cars. That's just a pain. That's kind of why I got it. Obviously, you can do like a cheat code or whatever you want to call it, but it's the Artie Diag 600S. from top down. Great DIY tool. I'm excited to use it. Yeah, not the cheapest tool, but will last me hopefully a lifetime. Again, with the lifetime updates, it was a lot of the reasons I got it. Battery testing tool. I want to say Harbor Freight. Pretty simple. Couple more lights. Again, just your general miscellaneous drawer. The extractors and bad day set. Never want to open this, but sometimes you have to. Icon. I can't think of what you call these right now. Extractor set. There we go. With the twist heads. Never had any complaints about these. Again, you rarely want to use it, but when you need it, it's here. This set was in my first video. Still have not used it, but maybe one day. It's bolt busters. Again, just something that I bought on a whim. Move this stuff up here. I did invest in, and I think anyone, if you're going to have a good set, invest in a good set of tap and dies. Irwin, 117 piece set. Just Irwin's been around for a long time. Great company. Yeah, it comes with, actually behind this plate, there's reverse drill bits, and it comes with all of your tap and dies. Really nice set. Again, sometimes you need to spend the money, and Harbor Freight's great, but for drill bits, taps, stuff like that, I just didn't feel like taking the risk of breaking more, creating more of a problem with a cheaper tool. So I spent a little bit of money on that set. I want to say $400-ish. More extractor bits. I mean, it's pretty common stuff. Again, twist bits. Left-handed bits from Hanson. I want to say that's just an off-brand Irwin, and another drill bit set, left-handed threads. Pretty common. Again, it's your bad day box, bad day drawer. Torque wrenches. Tecton makes a great torque wrench in my opinion. Rarely use the Harbor Freight set anymore. Between the 3/8 1/2 inch and my big, this is given to me by my grandfather, snap-on 1/2 inch, older style, works great, still calibrated. Big fan of that one. I saw actually Tecton makes a 1/4 inch now that I really want to get into. Same design as this, but 1/4 inch, but same design. I've never had any problems with their torque wrenches. Again, not gonna break the budget either. Scrapers, pretty common. Really, I don't even know half these brands. A lot of Amazon brands for scrapers. Here's a gear wrench, Craftsman, old Craftsman that was donated to me. More gear wrench scrapers, long-handled chisel set. Not really for cars, but this was donated by my grandfather. Files, more files, plastic scrapers for gaskets, stuff like that. Here's a mini set, which is also super nice to have for automotive. Rotary discs, brushes, stuff like that. Real exciting, I know. This was where I had all my gloves before I got the Milwaukee pack out set going. So I got to figure out what's going on with this drawer. It's deep. Really don't know what to do with it just yet. That's the top portion of the big box. Here's a fun drawer. Not commonly used wrenches, mainly SAE. Here's axle nut sockets, larger sizes, crow's feet down here. Just some specialty, safety Torxes, stuff like that are down here. E-Torx. There's a set that Tecton makes that I bought with your regular Torx bit, safety Torx, and your E-bits. Great set. Cheap. I don't think I've ever even used these with the new ones that I got, but extractor sockets. Again, all Tecton for the most part. Here's some Pittsburgh over here that I haven't used in a long time. Pretty much everything's Tecton I got now. Oh, look, here's an old Cobalt set that I have, SAE. Stubby Tectons, SAE. Again, just larger axle nut sockets. More pliers. I think I have 2 plier drawers now, but adjustables. All these are Milwaukee. All Milwaukee, which is great. They have the little cut through so you can put a screwdriver in there. You know, all vice grips. Harbor Freight from here to here. Hose clamp pliers. Long needle nose. Here's your hose clamp, needle nose, shorter needle nose, and hose clamp, needle nose, offset, stuff like that. Found this in the middle of the road. Great little set of pliers. Icon, 11-inch, I believe. Long dikes. Can't wait to use those. Haven't used them yet. Here's a Quinn, again, Harbor Freight, with the, I don't even know what you call that, but instead of extending out further, it's got those adjustables on there for when you need to get in something deep and you don't have much width. Organizers are Harbor Freight. Crappy old vice grips, just kind of in there. Yep. More specialty pliers, snap-ons. These are great for tie rods, PW Z2s. Great for tie rod ends. Seal puller, exhaust, your long locking for hose clamps. These are the huge, let's see if I can get these out of here. These are the huge Cobras from Knipex. I bought those actually for a house project with 4x4s. Here's a cool tool, a pair of vice grips that has a slide hammer attachment. If anyone's doing snowmobile work, these are great for pulling sliders out. Amazon, I want to say. But it just attaches on there, and you can use it as a slide hammer. Long vice grips, cheap pair. Hose clamps to not lose any fluid. Pretty common stuff. Disposables. Not much to say about this drawer. You got plugs. I like this little set of plugs. Hose clamps. Gaskets, O-rings. Just a lot of your disposables. Zip ties. Another O-ring set. Amazon washer set. This is a great set from Amazon, or I think Harbor Freight's on them now, or I'm sure a bunch of people are. But basically all your assortment of pop rivets that you cut in half or break. It's just a huge set of pop rivets. Plastic, obviously. Drill bits. I still have yet to find a really good set of actual drill bits. I know Mac makes a great one for something expensive. Milwaukee, these haven't failed me. Some DeWalt's for wood, stuff like that. Shockwave Torx, just regular bits. Milwaukee set. Some offsets for household needs. Hole saw. Cheap step bit. Some Milwaukee adapters that rarely ever get used. I've started to collect pretty much all of the essential tools that I need, so you don't have to make adaptions and stuff like that. But you never know when you need them. Common jobs, brake tools, custom, brake lube, oil filter wrenches, drum brakes, big thing of brake grease, Amazon, I want to say. Common jobs, some of your bigger tools down here, some extra hoses, stuff like that, transfer pumps for doing differentials, things like that, gasket material, extra exhaust stuff. There's a big 3-jaw puller down here. These are for pulling vacuum. I want to say the old F-150s I've used to disengage the 4-wheel drive. Great tool. Obviously bleeding brakes, stuff like that, it works great for too. Electric transfer pump. There's a turkey baster down there. Also a great tool to have if your grandma wants to get rid of one. Screwdrivers. Pretty much all Craftsman actually in this drawer. Some Torx, Craftsman. Flatheads, kind of a mess. Grandfather's wooden ones. This is a great set from Tekton, kind of your all-around set. And it also has the mini for glasses, stuff like that, ratcheting. It basically has any screwdriver that you need. Again, Tekton, huge fan of them. Get it back in here. Nut drivers, rarely used. Some snowmobile stuff. These are Tekton. And I can't remember the last time I picked these up, but I want to say they're Craftsman. Maybe not even that. Some off-brand. But Tekton ones are great. Good quality. More hammers. This is obviously the Tekton set that goes with the larger 32 ounce or 36 ounce, whatever it was. You got 21 and 13 ounces over here. Just a regular dead blow, body hammer, super nice, and a non-marring Harbor Freight hammer just to have around. Electrical, M12 soldering gun, great, love that. Don't need to plug anything in. Couple different multimeters. Klein tools, makes great products. Some soldering, stuff like that. Heat shrink, different connectors. Knipex wire strippers. Not the biggest fan. They do what you need to do. I don't like the flat end up here. If you're doing household work, for automotive, it's great, but household work, I'd rather have a smaller top like that. Yeah, just general electric drawer. And just extra garbage. A couple extra organizers, a couple extra sockets. Stuff that needs donated or passed down for whenever I have kids. So that's basically the main 2 boxes. Let's move over here to the little side locker. Harbor Freight, I want to say. Yep, Harbor Freight, long Allen set, T-drives, regular Allens, ball Allens, Allen wrenches, stuff like that. Custom Allen holders for my grandfather. Air drawer, air chucks. It's really, really exciting. This is starting to get a little bit more, I guess, advanced, but air hammer stuff. A lot of different size tools, things like that. Some are from my grandfather, some are picked up by me, but just different bits and stuff like that. Tie rod end separator, ball joint separator, stuff like that. More punches. A lot of this older stuff is from my grandfather. Brass and spanners, stuff like that. Harbor Freight set, and this is an Amazon holder, so you don't bang your hands. A lot of brass. A lot of the brass stuff was his. Rivets, pop rivets, and zerts. This is a Doyle set from Harbor Freight. Grinders, Milwaukee, DeWalt, obviously, and then the smaller Milwaukee. Found, I want to say it's Bad Dog Tools. Makes these lifetime bits, these diamond bits, and I shouldn't say bits, discs that I just love. and if you wear them out somehow with that diamond, they'll replace it for free. And have not even come close to wearing anything out like that. DeWalt was one of my first grinders, just a flap disc on there to have. The other side locker, automotive cleaning up top. We won't get too far into that. More disposables, just extras of lubricants, starting fluid, stuff like that, choke cleaner, and your overalls. Again, some extra disposables. That Bernzomatic for that, and then obviously an extra can of MAP gas. Nothing down here, just extra garbage. That pretty much wraps up more disposables over here. Grease, JB Weld, more grease, stuff like that. And I have a Blue Demon welder that I picked up a couple years ago for a hobbyist. This is a great welder. Blue Demon, and just love it. Runs off 120. Again, hobbyist shop. Works great. That's pretty much the tour, though, the updated TNS Auto Toolbox tour. Appreciate you guys for watching. Have a good one.